We're gonna switch gears here. We're going into Evo. What's up, guys? This is another article by Matt T.M. Kim on IGN, the Imagine Game Network. I don't know what IGN stands for anymore, but they're the hugest gaming website in the world. Evo Championship Series has been purchased by Sony Interactive Entertainment, SIE. I can't believe it. So Evo Championship Series is, it is the hypest video game tournament of the year for me because it's a fighting game tournament. So if you don't know, we did a whole series on it, I believe in 2018 on our gaming YouTube channel, Hungover Gaming, which you can go check out. But it's the same podcast, the same YouTube channel this podcast is uploaded to. But we did a whole series on it. It's one of the coolest video game tournaments, I think, personally, because it's a fighting game tournament that encompasses a lot of different fighting games. I think it's super cool. But it was, the cool thing about it was that anyone could enter. So it's not just relegated to these sponsored professional players who are the best at their game that they play, like say Overwatch League, right? It really ties into the grassroots of the fighting game community, which is all about building yourself up, starting from the bottom and just building your way up through perseverance and training. And the whole point of fighting games is like, you get good at what you do or you don't, and that's it. And you can only blame yourself because it's a one-on-one game, even unless you're playing Marvel vs. Capcom, in which case it's a 3v3, but you're controlling each character. Or I guess the one team event sport is doubles in Smash Bros, but this actually ties into this story. So, where you play with a teammate in doubles Smash Bros. So I think that the Evolution Championship Series is one of the coolest things. And I used to watch. I watched it every year. It was the coolest thing for me. So I would always watch the top eights. The top eights were always super cool. They managed to get. It's usually in Las Vegas now, or it was for a couple years in a row, which is so cool. Like, they got enough sponsorship to rent out the Mandalay Bay. Holy crap, that's where boxers fight. It's crazy. So many people come to watch. Everyone's super excited. They usually have some gaming announcements there. It's really cool. But essentially, as the story goes, Sony purchased Evo, and this is off the heels of last year, where Evo was canceled, obviously for COVID-19 related things, but also because I believe the owner of the Evo company was accused of sexual harassment, if I'm not mistaken. I'm surprised that's not outlined in this. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Joey. Yeah, okay, sorry, here. Yes, abuse allegations. So 2020's Evo online event was canceled following abuse allegations against Evo organizer Joey Queller. NetherRealm and Capcom pulled out. Yeah, everyone ended. All the companies that make fighting games, like NetherRealm, Capcom, ended up pulling out. Nintendo, they didn't want to be part of it. Yeah, so that's cool. Great. So it looked like Evo was in a bad spot, but it looks like now, and it looked like it wasn't going to happen this year, even an online event, which is what a lot of fighting games have been doing. But now Sony has purchased it, and that means that there's actually going to be a lot of money on the line for these fighting game players, which is great. They said that they're going to have Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5 Championship Edition, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, and Guilty Gear Strive. and it's going to be held between August 6th and 8th, and then August 13th and 15th. So it looks like that's 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Fine. They usually have a lot of other games, however. For instance, Super Smash Bros. Is typically the only game that's not playable on a PlayStation system, and Xbox for that matter. So Smash Bros. They just kicked out Melee, which had seen, I think, a 9-year run at EVO, and for Ultimate, which of course is the newest Smash Bros. Game. And I think the most important thing is that Nintendo issued a statement saying Nintendo has enjoyed engaging with fans at past EVO tournaments and wish the show organizers the best with their new venture. We will continue to assess EVO and other opportunities as we plan for future online and offline Super Smash Bros. Tournament activity, a spokesperson for Nintendo said. So that's a little bad. I mean, it's not necessarily Nintendo's fault. If Sony, their competitor, purchases a tournament that they didn't really have any stake in at all, or anything that they really cared about, Nintendo doesn't, as it seems, has been sort of fighting back against the Smash community for a long time. And their tournaments that they organize themselves, it seems like Nintendo doesn't want any part of this. They seem to try to be very secular and singular of a company, and they don't really like this. So I think this does mean that Super Smash Bros. Will no longer be at EVO, so long as Sony owns EVO. And I don't like that at all. I really did love the competitive Smash scene. As much as I hate playing Smash Ultimate online, I do really like watching the competitive scene. I think not this past year because it's all been online, but it's just a really exciting game to watch. And of course there's all the cool characters and I love the game, but it's also a huge part of me growing up. I loved Melee growing up in Smash 64. So I think it was one of the most entertaining games at EVO. It also happened to bring some of the most entrants at EVO and also the most viewership. So it's gonna be a huge detraction from the viewership of EVO. And of course the whole argument goes, like, is it even a fighting game? And I don't know. Does it matter? You have two people competing in a one-on-one game, and I think and every aspect of fighting games sort of, at least the mentality and how you approach your opponent, sort of do apply to the game. So I think it is a fighting game in that respect. It's just a different way of knocking your opponent out. You literally have to knock them off the screen. So I think it is a fighting game, but you can fight me in the comment section below about that. But I mean, I'm super excited to see Tekken 7 still. Maybe, and Guilty Gear Strive. If those are the two I watch, those are the two I watch. I personally don't think that it'll be... I think these online events are not nearly as exciting because you don't get the pop-offs, you don't get the crowd engagement, you don't get any of that. And it's unfortunate that this is how it has to be. I'm not saying that it's their fault that it has to be online, but it probably saves them a lot of money, I'll tell you that much. And they're going to make just the same amount of money, so kudos for them. I'm glad that Sony purchased it. I think actually Microsoft purchasing EVO might have been better because maybe Nintendo would stay in. I know Sony and Nintendo are not friends, but Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo seem to be better friends, at least, than Sony and Nintendo. So I'll be following this story in the future. I hope we find out some more news soon.